Welcome to Trading Reality. This is an introduction to what we're doing, an introduction to trading reality and to markets in production. So let's start here. Most conversations about trading begin with the idea, a signal, a model, a pattern in the data, a backtest that appears to show an edge. But an idea is not yet a trading strategy. A backtest can look convincing. A model can behave beautifully in research. A thesis can make perfect sense on paper. But none of that tells us what will happen when the strategy encounters a real market. That is where trading reality begins. This podcast explores what happens after a signal is found, when a trading idea leaves the clean environment of research and has to become an actual position in a live market. It is about the distance between a model and the market. That distance includes liquidity, transaction costs, slippage, latency, order flow, queue position, venue selection, infrastructure, adverse selection, and the behavior of other market participants. And these aren't minor implementation details added after the strategy has been designed. They are part of the strategy. A strategy is not real until it has been executed. And execution is not simply the final step in the process. Execution determines whether the opportunity observed in research was actually available, whether it could be captured at the assumed price, whether it could be traded at the intended size, and whether it can survive once other participants, costs, and constraints enter the picture. This is the central concern behind Trading Reality and the broader Markets in Production project. The ecosystem has three connected parts. Trading Reality is the publication and the podcast. It's where the essays, arguments, observations, and practitioner lessons are developed. Markets in Production is the stable home for the larger body of work. It organizes the concepts, technical pages, demonstrations, and projects that sit behind the essays. And ordersim is the executable artifact, an open-source execution simulator designed to make order behavior, market replay, and the path from order intent to actual fills more inspectable. To put it simply, Trading Reality explains the ideas, Markets in Production organizes the work, and ordersim lets us inspect the mechanism. Together, these projects are built around a practical question. What changes when a trading system moves from research into production? Backtests are necessarily simplified representations of the market. They tell us a great deal, but they often compress or hide the path between a trading decision and its result. Production does not. Production contains brokers, venues, data feeds, routing decisions, network delays, changing liquidity, partial fills, rejected orders, stale information, monitoring failures, and unexpected behavior. It contains other market participants, each acting with their own incentives, urgency, information, and technological capabilities. A market is not a neutral container into which a strategy is placed. It is a competitive system. Every trade occurs against someone else's behavior. Every fill contains information. Every missed fill contains information too. The price at which an order is executed, the time it spends waiting, its place in the queue, and the market events that occur before and after, all of this can tell us something about the opportunity we believe existed. That is why Trading Reality pays close attention to the fill path, not merely the final profit and loss number. Two strategies can produce similar results in a backtest while depending on very different assumptions about how orders are filled. A small change in latency, liquidity, or queue position may leave one strategy largely intact and make the other impossible to trade. The aggregate result can hide that difference. The path reveals it. Across this podcast, you will hear essays about systematic trading, market microstructure, execution quality, signal validation, and the operational reality of running trading systems. Some episodes will examine how apparent edges disappear when they're measured more honestly. Others will explore how execution can reveal whether a trade was genuinely available or only theoretically available. We'll look at liquidity, adverse selection, market makers, informed and uninformed order flow, transaction costs, routing, infrastructure, and the assumptions embedded inside research systems. We will also examine the broader design of production trading systems, replayable behavior, explicit interfaces, event logs, monitoring, auditability, and the importance of being able to reconstruct what a system actually did. The recurring question will not simply be, did the strategy make money? It will be, what produced the result? What assumptions did it depend on? Would the orders really have filled? Was the opportunity scalable? Did the market change? And does the apparent edge remain once the full cost and mechanics of execution are taken seriously? Trading Reality is not a signal service. It's not a stock picking podcast, a market prediction show, or a source of trading calls. It's not about predicting the next candle. It is for systematic traders, quantitative researchers, execution specialists, portfolio managers, allocators, market structure researchers, trading technology builders, and serious independent traders who want to understand what happens when a trading idea becomes a traded position. The work is grounded in practitioner experience. Trading Reality was created by Tibor S, whose background includes building and running systematic strategies, leading an early high-frequency trading desk, operating a CFD brokerage, and working within both banking and hedge fund environments. That experience gives the project its practical bias. Theory matters here. Research matters here. But theory earns its value when it helps explain what happens in the market and when it remains useful after the strategy encounters costs, constraints, infrastructure, and competition. The episodes in this feed will primarily be audio readings of essays originally published through Trading Reality Substack. Some will stand on their own, others will build upon concepts introduced in earlier pieces. Over time, the goal is for the episodes to form a connected body of work, an expanding examination of how trading systems behave when they leave the model and meet the market. You can read the original essays and subscribe through Trading Reality. You can explore the technical concepts, demonstrations, and project pages through Markets in Production. And you can inspect the execution mechanics directly through the open source ordersim project. But wherever you enter the ecosystem, the underlying question remains the same. Does the trading idea survive contact with reality? Welcome to Trading Reality. All of these links will be included in the description of the podcast. And if you have any questions, hit us up on LinkedIn.